There's a particular kind of joy that sneaks up on you as you get older, and it's not the big, dramatic kind, it's the joy of small improvements, the kind no one else notices, and honestly, you don't really want them to. It's things like finally fixing a cupboard door that's been slightly off for years. Nothing dramatic changes. The kitchen looks the same, but every time you open it, there's a tiny moment of satisfaction, a quiet sense that the world is, at least in this one small corner, behaving itself, or replacing something that was technically working, but only just a kettle that took too long, a light bulb that flickered, a drawer that needed a very specific jiggle. Once it's sorted, life doesn't get better in a noticeable way. It just gets smoother, and that smoothness starts to matter. What's strange is how invisible these improvements are to everyone else. You don't announce them, you don't point them out, you simply enjoy them privately, like a small secret between you and your environment, a mutual understanding that things are now slightly improved. And the more of these tiny fixes you make, the calmer everything feels, not because anything big has changed, but because fewer things are quietly irritating you, fewer sighs, fewer eye rolls, fewer moments of mild resistance. So when you catch yourself feeling oddly pleased about a quieter hinge or a better fitting lid, don't dismiss it. That's not boredom, that's wisdom. It's the quiet joy of small, everyday improvements, the kind that make life feel just a little bit more settled, one unnoticed upgrade at a time. So there's this thing that happens when you get a bit older. Maybe it's subtle at first, or maybe you don't notice until one day it hits you. Every room you go into suddenly seems to have a chair that's yours, not literally yours, of course, but somehow it's the one you gravitate to. You walk into the living room, and there it is. The cushions are slightly too soft, the angle of the backrest just right. You settle in, and immediately everything else feels wrong. The sofa too wide, the other chair too upright. Somehow this chair gets you, then the kitchen, same thing. There's a seat that calls to you, maybe by the window or near the radiator. You don't choose it consciously, you just end up there, day after day. It's like the universe quietly assigned it to you, and you're too polite to say no. The funny part is, no one else notices. Friends sit down, shrug, shuffle uncomfortably, but the chair remains your chair. You try sitting somewhere else just for a change. It's okay for a minute or two, but eventually you're back in the chair that fits your body, your rhythm, your slightly creaky knees. And the real kicker, you start noticing it everywhere. When you visit your parents, the same chair phenomenon exists. Hotels, pubs, even friends' houses. There's always one chair that somehow makes sense. It's not a big deal, but somehow it's comforting, familiar, like a little anchor in a world that's otherwise constantly changing. So next time you settle into a chair and sigh without really thinking about it, know this: you've officially discovered one of middle age's most understated joys. Your chair has chosen you, and really, that's not too bad at all. There's a very particular kind of satisfaction that arrives quietly as you get older, and it's the moment you realize you know exactly which route through town avoids chaos. Not the fastest route on paper, not the one the sat-nav insists on, but the one that simply works. You don't announce it. You don't feel the need to explain it. You just turn left where everyone else goes right, ease down a side street, glide past a row of parked cars, and suddenly the world feels calmer. The lights are kinder here. The traffic moves differently. You've slipped through the gaps without anyone noticing. What's funny is how instinctive it becomes. You don't really think about it anymore. Your hands just turn the wheel Your feet adjust automatically, and somewhere deep down there's a quiet confidence that says, this way. You've learned this route over years through roadworks, school runs, temporary closures, and one disastrous diversion you still haven't forgiven. And every now and then you catch a glimpse of the main road you've avoided. Cars stacked nose to tail, indicators flashing in frustration, people gripping their steering wheels like it's a competitive sport. You feel a small, private triumph, not smugness, just relief, a gentle sense that you've made the right choice. It's not about speed anymore, it's about flow, about choosing the path that keeps your shoulders relaxed and your breathing steady, knowing where the bottlenecks are and quietly stepping around them. And maybe that's one of the underrated perks of getting older, not knowing everything, but knowing enough to move through the world with a little less friction, one calm side street at a time.